permission, I have keep started for that meetup group. Just now it started, so please keep in mind the recording session will be started just with all of your permission. And let me share my screen. So just let me check with the people. Okay, again at 15. Okay, let's get started. Let me 1 second just share the screen. Okay, hello all. Welcome once again to MuleSoft Meetup Kolkata group. And this is the 12th chapter of that meetup in a virtual and additionally two in person, effectively the 14th chapter of the Kolkata Mule Meetup group. And it's, you all know, it started the journey 2018 and it's now almost 5 years, 4.5 years effectively, the journey with all of your support and love and the contingent. It's continuously growing and evolving with like other meetup group. And thank you once again for all of your support and your collaboration together to make that grand success. You all know, like today, our two very innovative and like whatever powerful topic, whatever across the different digital platform is going on. Nothing but that robotic process automation, but with related to MuleSoft, how it works, what could be the catastrophic things, and then definitely we need to understand the deep dive. So the first topic will be the deep dive of the MuleSoft RPA. But one catch is here, this is not the first or last session. It's just a kickoff. It could be a continuous 2 or 3 session will be there. Today is the first because it's a deep dive. So you do understand like deep dive cannot be completed within a single session, like 1 hour or 30 minutes or 45 minutes. There are lots of in number of things and pointers over there. So we hope it'll be give immense knowledge sharing and continuous collaborative transition for both way from the speaker, from the meetup leader, as well as the participants. And another important topic with related to governance and that monitoring and KPI things, which is nothing but the functional monitoring, which is available for all the different pricing models, starting with the very premium pricing like gold, platinum, and titanium. Also, over that, whoever has a partner account. So it's nothing like, okay, I don't have the license. So with the licensing, what could be the different flavors, how it could be utilized across your business. So people can help you understand and give a catastrophic demos over there. So now coming back to the organization and moderators, me, Brojeshwar Rai, alongside with me, Suman Chatterjee would be another organizer and moderator for the Kolkata Meetup Group. And today our speaker is Avinav Shukla, who is a senior consultant of Value, and Surajit Mandal, which is another senior consultant of Value. Avinav will taking care for that MuleSoft RPA deep dive session, and Surajit will taking care for functional monitoring and its utility. So definitely this is a high level, but if we go back to the introduction of one line, you all know, but still I'm going with the introduction. I'm Brajesh Rai. I'm senior technical architect and technical manager of integration practice of Ixavalu, over 12 plus years of experience in IT and integration. I worked with MuleSoft, Chipco, WC2, Boomi, AWS, and DevOps, and also part of our digital advisory support team for our digital containment and the digital consulting. And alongside with me, Suman is here. He is also senior integration architect with more than 13 years of experience, and he is an also integration veteran, which having knowledge of TIPCO, MuleSoft, MQ, DevOps, AWS, and he is currently senior architect of Provis. Suman, I just wanted to pass the ball to you. You can introduce yourself as well.
Yeah. Hey, hi guys. Good afternoon. Sorry, I'm taking this from the mobile. I'm not at home. But yeah, Brajeshwar, thank you very much for introducing. Again, my name is Suman Chatterjee. I have almost 13 plus years experience in IT, uh, in various integration technologies. And I would like to thank each one of you personally, to come and attend this Kolkata meetup session and make it a grand success for us. It really inspires our leaders and speakers over here. So, yep, welcome again. Uh, Brasher, back to you.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Suman. Now, coming back to our two speakers, which already I gave a high level note for them, like Avinav Shukla, who is an MuleSoft and RP senior developer of Ixavalu, and he has overall 6.5 years of IT experience and definitely almost more than 3 years in MuleSoft and integration. And we have Surajit, who is an also senior developer of Exavalue. He has almost 5 years, near about 5 years expertise in integration and MuleSoft to it, IAB stack and integration plus technologies. So I'm just passing the ball to Avinav. If you want to highlight some points, whatever I have missed, the ball is yours.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. Yeah, myself Abhinav Shukla, and I'm working as a total as a RPA developer and MuleSoft developer in Exavalue with a total of near around 6.5 years of experience. And let's means I have worked in the various technologies, and I think the MuleSoft RPA is the new on-demand technology that is going on. So let's continue over that, and let's see what we can do today. Over to you,
Yeah.
Surjit.
Yeah, hi everyone. So I am currently working as a MuleSoft senior developer in Exavalue. So I have total 4.5 years of experience in MuleSoft, and I think you will be enjoying this meetup today about and you know multiple things about functional monitoring and RPA. Thank you.
Yep. Thanks, Avinav and Surajit. So, hope you will enjoy the session. And back to you, Avinav. You can take the screen, and I'll stop sharing my screen over here.
Yeah. Okay, Breshwar. Yeah, sure. So I'm sharing screen, guys. Is it visible? Just tell me. Yes or no.
Not yet your screen.
Okay.
You should do enter screen share. Might be, yeah.
Yeah.
We can see.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, hi guys. So basically today my topic of discussion is the MuleSoft RPA manager. Okay. So before coming to this MuleSoft RPA manager, I think you guys have heard of RPA in a very broad terms, like why RPA is basically here in the market. Okay. So I just want to give a one line or two liner definition here. RPA is something like when you want to automate some kind of repetitive task which hardly require any skill, or you can say a desktop automation or a web automation, something like that, which hardly requires any skill, but it requires kind of a manual intervention, because it might happen that data are quite sensitive and you have to handle it precisely. So that's where the RPA came into picture. Okay, because it's no point in utilizing any person time into such things which hardly requires any skill and just required repetitive task again and again. So that's why RPA came into the picture. So means I have been working with the RPA for a lot of years, and so today in the MuleSoft RPA, okay, so the what is the things that are different in the MuleSoft RPA compared to the other platforms that I have been through, is that MuleSoft RPA actually gives you a wide range of, you can say, things under a single umbrella, okay, like management of bot and deployment and all those things into a single cloud platform, which I think is the new thing in the market, and I think that would be a very major breakthrough that we will do. So let's start the presentation. Okay, so yeah, so if let's focus on the today's agenda, guys. So the today's agenda will be introduction of the RPA manager, how the RPA manager architecture works, and along with that, we will be discussing about how the process, how any automation actually starts. Okay, means what are the first phase to start any kind of automation, because I have been through a lot of meetups and all those things. People start implementing bot without knowing whether the bot it is required to implement the bot or not. Okay, means you cannot start any kind of project or anything without knowing whether it's beneficial or not. Okay, so that's why you have to do the process evaluation, and along with that you have to be on hand-to-hand discussions with your supervisor and the management, okay, that what are the outcomes you are going to have through these automations, what are the benefits you will provide to your clients, customers, and all those things. And along with that, we RPA in MuleSoft RPA manager, we will have a BPMN. Okay, that is a, you can say, kind of a workflow designing technique tool that is used in the MuleSoft RPA that is used in MuleSoft RPA. So which helps you to create a lot of architectural diagram, which can easily help you to represent your ideas or value ideas into various business platforms and share it with the clients, so that you can clear your picture. What are the ways, what are the how you can start your automation, what are the phases which will be involved in your bot. Okay, so that's the major agenda of today. So let's start. So first of all, what is the MuleSoft RPA manager? Okay, so MuleSoft RPA manager is, guys, yeah, here in the slide if you can see, is it is a cloud based platform. Okay, and it provides you, you can say, a complete authority over the bot. Okay, means whenever we are doing automation, it's like, you can say, MuleSoft API we generally used to develop in any point studio, and we then deploy it into our cloud platform. And after that, once it deployed into the cloud platform, we have the entire control from there. So that's how actually the RPA is also happening in the MuleSoft. Okay, once we develop the bot in our system, that is not here as a AnyPoint Studio, here we are using the MuleSoft RPA builder. And once we develop the bot, we deploy that bot into our, you can say, a Mule RPA manager. And after that, we don't have to worry about how we have to control the bot. Okay, we just have to log in into the cloud with our credentials, and the person with the required access and all those things can easily deploy the bot and run the bot, check the stats of the bot, whether the bot is working fine or not, if there is some kind of failure or glitch or something like that. Along with that, you can see it has provided us with a various level of access and permissions. Okay, so along with you, your supervisor and managers should also have the permissions. Okay, means a developer should have permission up to, like, push the bot into the test environment or something like that, and after some kind of approval from the supervisor or managers, he can publish the bot into the production environment. Design and document, if you can see, you can also design and document your RPA process in the MuleSoft RPA manager itself. You can test and deploy automation from there. And as I said right now, you can definitely handle your monitor and monitor your automation. What are the tasks is it is actually implementing, whether it's fail or not or something like that. Okay, so let's start with the architecture of MuleSoft RPA manager. Okay, so before that, going into the MuleSoft RPA manager, let me show you how the MuleSoft RPA manager actually looks like. Okay, so if you see here, this is the MuleSoft RPA manager, guys. Okay, this is the MuleSoft RPA manager. Means it's same like any point cloud or platform. Okay, and your MuleSoft MuleSoft RPA builder, which is on local studio, is in sync with this cloud platform. Okay, so here there are a lot of things. Okay, and as Brojeshwar said that this all these things can't be comprehended in the single topic. So what we are doing, will be doing here today, is that we are going with the first phase of automation, that is the process evaluation, that how we should start automation, or before implementing an automation, what are the things that needs to be taken care of. Okay, so see here, if you guys can see, this is the process evaluation section. It has basically three parts. First is the process evaluation, second evaluation criteria, and third is the evaluation templates. Okay, so this yeah, now if you can see the three major important phases of automation here are for process evaluation, process approval or rejection, and process development. So if I wind it up in a in brief, it will be something like someone from your organization. Okay, I think that most of the time developers are not there to do the process evaluation or do the analysis of the project, whether we have to implement those or not. So process evaluation is basically, you can say, a supervisor role or a manager role, that they will evaluate the process. Okay, and once they evaluate the process, they will send it to business. Okay, that these are the tasks we are doing for a lot of time using one of our resource, some manual intervention, where a guy had to spend near around 4 to 5 hours every day to complete this task. Okay, and once they send their uh, template or some kind of information after the process evaluation to the client has both of the rights, like he can either reject or approve the process based upon that totally depends on them. Okay, it might happen that they don't understand your evaluation or what are the criteria that you have given there, they don't agree with that. So they have the total control over there, that they can either approve or reject your approach. Okay, and after that, once the if everything goes good, okay, if everything goes well, like process has been approved, then the development come into picture. Okay, so this phase, okay, this phase are very, I think, underrated. Okay, means no one actually cares about how what are the evaluation phase and all those things. Rather, they start development, like going with the Excel automation and web automation and all those things. So that's what we discussing majorly here. So yeah, so don't go up with the slides. I will try to show you guys here in the platform itself. Okay, so first thing that we have to do here is the process evaluation. So if I go in the MuleSoft RPA manager, you see we have the process evaluation section here, as I told just right now. So what is actually the three things that we are seeing here? First is the process evaluation criteria, and the templates. Okay, so first we need to open the evaluation criteria. Let me open some time. Okay, yeah. So first, if you see here that there are basically two buttons, you can see create qualifier and create benefit. Okay, so create, what are qualifier and what are benefits? Qualifiers are something like what is the nature of work that you are going to automate through automation, what will be the type of output, what will be the data type, or how, what will be the risk that would be involved with automation. Those all things actually come under qualifier. Okay, and benefit is something that the benefits you are going to drive from those automation, like you will save manual intervention time, you will be able to process a large number of files within a given hour. Okay, so those two are the two major things that you need to uh, create here before you start automation. Okay, so if you see here in the desktop, okay, here are some uh, asterisks before this benefits and qualifier. Okay, so this asterisk basically signifies that these are the default parameters that has been provided by the MuleSoft itself. Okay, means suppose someone is very new to the automation, and they is just trying to read some kind of Excel file or something like that, and they just want to start the automation without having knowledge of a qualifier and benefits and all those things, just for a POC purpose. So they just go with these templates, which are definitely the default template provided by the MuleSoft, and they can start their automation. But we are talking about the bigger picture here. We are talking about the real-time business scenario. Okay, so suppose I have to automate some kind of a you can say invoice processing, okay, where I'm receiving 200 300 invoices, something like that, in my email, and I have to, that is been kept in some kind of shared file, and I have to extract those data and put into some kind of sheet, or send it to some kind of a accounts department for their further approval. Okay, so for those things, if I see here, I don't find any kind of benefit or qualifier that actually defines my work, that actually defines my, you can say, uh, process. Okay, which I think which would, that is not good, because this criteria will not be able to evaluate my RPA process. So what you can do here, you can create your qualifier and benefit here. So I have created 2 3 for you guys. Okay, so if I show you, see, I have, you have to provide the name of the benefit that you want to create. You have to provide some kind of one liner description uh, for what is the purpose of this benefit. And here you can see it has the gradation for the complexity, or you can say the kind of rating kind of thing. Okay, so it has a high total it has basically divided into 5 parts. The higher value is 5 and the lower value is, you can say, 1. Okay, so suppose I am saying that I am trying to calculate or map my manual intervention here, that would be happen in my project. So if it 1, it is very less, if it is 2, it is less, something like that. Okay, and it's not a kind of a, you can say, hard and fast rule. You have your own parameters, so you have to map it here. Okay, once you map it here and press save, okay, it would be created here. Okay, so this is basically, you can say, the most important part, where you have to declare your benefit and qualifiers. So once you have the parameters and the attributes which are going to evaluate your process, you now have to include those parameters and you get or qualifiers into your template. Okay, so after that, once we create the criteria, evaluation criteria, we have the uh, option to create a evaluation template. So if I create here some kind of evaluation template, just like here, if I create button, and if I just type the name as XYZ, so see here, those two means the qualifiers that I have defined in the evaluation criteria, like number of files and time, and the benefit, that is manual intervention, is there. Okay, but uh, now you guys can think that where are those parameters and criteria which were provided by the MuleSoft? Why those attributes are not showing up here? Okay, so if you check here, it is saying exclude MuleSoft default evaluation criteria. Means by default, it is excluding all those criteria, because MuleSoft thinks that, okay, means you don't require their parameters or those things, because you have some different kind of automation. But if still you requires it, you can just uncheck it, and now you can see with that, along with your benefits and qualifiers, the MuleSoft attributes are there. Okay, so if you want, you can take every one of that, or if you want, you can be selective here. Okay, so let's take two from here and just create it. If you just save here, 1 second, huh? Let me check with the qualifiers. I think I have not included the qualifiers. Yeah, I have not included the qualifiers. So let's take some time or nature of work, these two qualifiers and number of files. Okay, and now let's save this template. Okay, so two things we have done. Always remember two things that we have done here, that we have configured our criteria what are the qualifiers and benefits, and now we have completed our template creation. Now the thing is that now we have to evaluate our process. So for process evaluation, we have to go into this process evaluation section. Now if I go into the process evaluation section, see here, I have to create the process, because right now I don't have any process. If I create here the process like just I'm giving the random name, guys, okay, just test xyz, and my template was xyz. So you have to map your template with your process, okay, then only you will be able to test your process based on that template. And if I, you can provide category here, okay, but leave it as of now. Just click on okay. Yeah, so now see, process evaluation is asking for some kind of information here, like what are the cost, means cost things, like how manual process execution time, means what are the manual times that you are trying to save here from this automation, okay. So you can say that like 4 hours. What is the cost for per process run? Let's it will be like $2. How many files or frequency of files you are going to process per month? Let it be 200 files, okay. Don't worry about the category, guys, I will tell you later on, okay, just wait for it. So now see here, we have qualifiers and we have benefits. These two things are from the evaluation criteria that we have seen, okay. And the parameters that we have included in our template is basically involved here for the evaluation. So this is, guys, the most important part you can see here for the process evaluation, because if you see, by default it is on 2 comma 2, okay. So qualifiers are getting plotted on the x-axis, sorry, y-axis, and benefits are getting plotted on the x-axis, okay. So if I drag it or slide it here, you can see that this pointer is moving up, or it's changing its position basically, okay. And it's not like that you are just dragging this files, this slider, and changing its position. It's not like that. It's totally depends on you, means if your complexity is very complex, you have to do it here. If it's simple, you have to do it here, okay. So it's totally depends on your process. You have to know what are the values you have to provide, okay. It's not like you drag this slider and put those put that dragger into some kind of this region. So let me explain you the process matrix, what actually is doing here. The process matrix is basically signifying whether you will be benefited or your organization will be benefited or not if you are implementing this automation, okay. So if someone has a very high complexity and manual intervention is very less, okay, so now you can see the uh, this pointer has moved to here, means this is the red region, okay. And the red region is basically signifying that this process is not good for automation, okay. Means this process, if you automate it, there will be lots of error and lots of challenges that you will face, okay. So that's why it's a basic tool that will help you to understand that whether it's good to start the automation or not, okay. So if it is in the green region, then it is like something like yeah, we can definitely go with this automation, and we can definitely implement it, and there would be a huge benefit. So let's hope that, and let's save it.
Just wait a second, Avinav. Can you go up a little bit? So here, additional some points are there for process metrics. So you all know for automation, MuleSoft automation, which is bundled with uh, our MuleSoft RPA and Composer, right? And these RPA is very much costly product based on the how much utility you have, like how many automation credits you have, what are the utility of that, how the uh, automation you are utilizing in the production, definitely in the production environment. So these process metrics would be helpful for you, okay, whether it's a green, and if that is a utility for monthly twice, monthly 5 time, monthly once time, or yearly once, or quarterly twice, like how the frequency, based on that you can calculate your cost, and you can calculate your whatever the license cost, and whatever your manual before the automation, hyper automation or process automation or manual automation, whatever you have done, that cost. So that is most of the important factor, not for as a developer, but as a pre-qualifier, whenever the BA or senior technical architect or automation architect comes into the picture before handover to the developer. Even the developers can also pitch in, okay, this is the green, or this is the blue, or this is a amber, or this is a red, but still I need that, because this is a high frequency things. Like every month the manual process is taking 1,000 times, but if I do automate, it's only taking 10 times and it will do the job. So I can put some saving of a cost dollar in the soft dollar, in the hard dollar. Soft dollar means time saving, and hard dollar means actually the revenue savings you are doing for that whatever customer wants to or willing to. So that is the main factor whenever you're considering for, based on the qualifiers and benefits, and how the process metrics will be leveraging your cost optimization for choosing your product based on your license. So that is an additional pointer whenever you are taking any justification or any pre-justification for your any kind of automation process. Over to you, Arvind.
Yeah, thank you, Professor. Yeah, that's a important point, guys. Means thank you, Professor, for adding that. And one more thing that I actually missed here explaining, that suppose if you don't want some kind of some qualifiers, but it's still in your template, you can just check this exclude button, and this qualifier can be excluded from your current template. Okay, so just I'm just showing this. Okay, because these are some of the flexibility that this template provides. So now let us save this template. Okay. Okay, so now our template has been saved, and you can see this is basically, guys, the process list. Okay, it has all kinds of templates here. Okay, which have been approved, rejected, or either in the design phase or build phase. And it also gives you a superficial idea, means what is this template actually doing, like cost per month, or if effort per month saving, something like that, or what are the phases, what is the status of this template as of now. Okay, so if you check each of this process, the resultant process matrix is something like, for each of the process, if you hover over it, you can see on which area is it actually falling on. Okay, if I go here, it is on C, on the greener side, in the more on the red side. Okay, so let's see what are the focus on the template that we have just created now. It's test XYZ. So this is basically falling here. You can see if I hover here, over here, it is getting highlighted as blue pointer. Okay, so since one more thing I would like to add here, since I am the only person with now as a admin control in this platform. Okay, so I can either change this template, approve this template, and all those things, but basically this is not the actual scenario that will happen. Okay, once you create the evaluation, all those things, it will definitely go to some of your supervisor or manager. After that, they will see those template in the process list, and they will have the authority to edit here. Okay, and they can see that what are the values that you have put here. Okay, and if they want, they can either change it, okay, and ask you to change it. Means that okay, means these things are not up to mark or something like that. Okay, so if they find it okay, then they can approve it. So suppose if I find it that yeah, okay, it's the template is fine, and all the evaluation criteria are up to the mark, so I will approve this template. So see here, the approve button means, why I'm saying that, because it might happen that depends upon your access level, you can't see this approve button. Okay, so because I have admin access over this platform as of now, so that's why I'm seeing this approve button. So I click on approve. So here is one interesting thing, guys. Okay, so let me open the PPT once. I think I have told you most of the things without PPT itself. because but you can definitely go through this PPT and try to understand what I was saying, and you can have a kind of notes here. Okay, so the things that I have explained here, like this, what are the process metrics and all these things too. So let me move into the submitting an RPA process development proposal for approval. Okay, so now the next task is to submit our RPA process for approval. Okay, and once the RPA process is submitted for approval, as I have shown you that your supervisor has the right to edit and see what are the changes that you have implemented or what are the criteria and qualifiers you have added there. And this is the slide, guys. I think this is the important slide, because here your supervisor can assign either you or your entire team to automate the process. So let's see here. Okay, so once your supervisor is okay with your evaluation template, he can either assign you as a project manager, or he has the authority to assign your entire team this task, that okay, uh, entire team, you can start this automation. Okay, so let me go with the project manager first. Okay, if I explain this scenario, you will definitely understand this one. That's not an issue. So the project manager looks something like, suppose I am taking my name here only, because if I give others name, I have to go into their platform and start implementing. So I'm, for demo purpose, I'm taking my name only here. So suppose my supervisor assigned me as a project manager for this automation, and he click OK. Okay, so now you see, once the supervisor has approved this, now he can't edit. Like if you see above one, it has not approved yet, so he or she can edit. But once he has approved, he can't edit it. He can just see it, what are the values there, and see the fields all have been here are grayed out. Okay, so now my supervisor has assigned me to the project manager. Okay, so what will happen, I will go into my RPA section. Okay, once your supervisor assigned you that project, your you have to go into your my RPA section, and in your my RPA section, you will see that template that has been approved by your manager is assigned to you as a backlog. Okay, backlog here means not in a negative terms, but it means that these are the tasks that you have to start working on. Okay, so you can see here, this is also, you can say, the play button like start automation. These are already on the development phase, and this is the last one that right now we have created. Okay, but I have also the authority to reject this task. Okay, means suppose I don't have some kind of I'm working with some other project or something like that, or bandwidth issue, then I can definitely reject it. Okay, but if I have to start this automation, I will click here start automation. So now if you see, my name here has been added as a process owner. So process owner is basically, you can say, a kind of project manager, because my approver manager just approved me as a project manager. Okay, it will allocate with the given process to a project manager, and he and she claims the process and then start creating his own team for starting the automation. So basically, what actually I'm trying to say here, that my supervisor is approved that task and assign it to me. Now he has given me authority that I can select whatever the members I want to start the implementation of this project. Okay, so see here, process owner is you will be your supervisor. Okay, but here I have, it is my name, and project manager will be my name because he has assigned me. Now see the process team. Okay, if I click on this, okay, so all these are my, you can say, extra value automation team, where I can take any one of these people. Like if I choose Brojeshwar, if I choose uh, Rohan, if I choose Deepai. Okay, and not only that, uh, suppose I am project manager, so I have given myself as a production access. Okay, and Brojeshwar being a developer or a tester, I have given him this level of access. So you can also provide different level of access depending upon your choice. Okay, means whatever the access you want to provide to your team. Okay, and after that you can also give our advanced permission. Advanced permission is something like once you give the advanced permission, they if, once who is working in the design phase can push the bot to build phase. Okay, means it is basically, you can say that there are I will come on that part later on. Okay, just remember this, that I have given the advanced permission to all these four guys. Okay, and you have to now select the category. Okay, so whether you are doing the desktop automation or web automation or something like that, so it is beneficial that if you categorize your automation, because it might happen that there are a lot of process and all those things in your RPA manager, and you are searching for some kind of issue in your given bot, and you just you will be lost because you have not segregated the automation based upon their characteristics. So that's why it's better that you create category and assign your bot to that category. So I'm just doing the test here. I will not hamper all this, just selecting the test here and use process board. I will say you how this process board works, but first let's save me this. Yeah, so once it is saved, see, the process was successfully created. Do you want to open the process board to create your first task? I will say yes. So now if you see here, I have the process task. Since I am the project manager here as a role, so I have the process task. I can add a task here, and task here would be start implementing the BPMN for this process. Suppose this is the first task, and task owner is any one of those people which I have selected as of now, like Brajeshwar, Dipan, Abhinav, Rohan, anyone. Suppose I am selecting, I have to select myself only, otherwise it will not show in my dashboard. Okay, and I can set the priority here as media. Due date is something like that, let it be, and effort is something like suppose 2 hours. Let's save it. So now if you see, the task has been created, and only I have the right to push it to some state like in progress or completed. Okay, the person I have assigned this task to, he has not authority over this process board. Okay, so you guys have worked with a lot with Jira and all those things. Okay, and where we have to create the user story and those things to track the track our day-to-day activity and tasks. So all these things are in the RPA MuleSoft platform itself. Okay, so that's a new thing, guys. So once this task has been assigned to me, okay, so me being a developer, okay, me being a developer, I will go and check my process board. And if I see my process board, I will see that, okay, a lots of task has been assigned to me. Okay, but I think this is the latest one that has been assigned to me. So if I click on this, it will open that process, that automation, you can say, process board. Okay, and if I open this, I can see what is the timeline, what is the effort, what is the priority. Okay, and now I have to start implementing it. So I have to click back to process, means I have to start implementing. So now uh, let me tell you one thing that I was saying there, that about the advanced permission, like design, build, test, and production. So these are basically the four phases that is there for the development. So if I what would happen if I haven't given those people the advanced permission? They could develop the bot, but they won't be able to publish this to design to build, and from after completing the build phase, they won't be able to push this bot to test or to further into the production. That's why the advanced permission was I have enabled the advanced permission there for those people. So now, guys, this is BPMN. Okay, so let me tell you what the BPMN is. then I will come back to this. And yeah, one more thing that about sorry guys, center of excellence, about this slide. Yeah, so if you see here, center of excellence is basically that your supervisor assigned those tasks to your entire team, so any one of you can take the task and start implementing it. Okay, it's not allocated to a single person specifically. Okay, so now we are coming to automate an RPA process. So I have already told you about these things, that you can click on this play button and start implementing. So you can definitely go over the slide, but and you can see this. These are the same things that I've shown you. So let's come to the BPMN, our present topic. So what is BPMN? BPMN, you can say, guys, it's a more standard way of creating workflow diagrams for business process. And why for business process? Because business people don't know, want to know about what are the ways you are going to use to implement the bot, and what are the APIs you are going to use, what are the activities you are going to use, just like the MuleSoft API. Okay, so they just want to go with the architectural diagram, and they want to know what is the flow, what are the different phases of bot that the bot will run, and what are the output files or input files the bot will take. Okay, so this is, guys, the BPMN diagram, and it was, you can say, both user friendly and easy to translated into machine executable programs. Because why it is saying that? Because I have this architecture here, and I will import the same architecture into my MuleSoft RPA builder and start implementing it. And one more thing, that this BPMN diagram, a developer don't have the authority to change this or do any kind of manipulation in this BPMN diagram. Okay.
So sorry for the
Abhinav,
interruption, Avina. Yeah, someone go ahead.
no, you take it. No worries.
So, Avinav, people, if you have any question, please take that
Yeah.
question. Then
Yes.
again,
Yes.
you can start for
Yes.
BPM. So, guys, do you have any questions for any queries? You can raise your hands, or I make you the moderator. You can unmute yourself and put the question over here, because almost we have passed quite a good
Yeah.
topics. Do you have
Yeah.
any question? Yeah,
Yeah.
Arana, please go ahead with the question. Unmute yourself and go with the question.
Yeah, so I would like to understand the the licensing model for this particular RPA module offered by MuleSoft. Anyone, if you can just quickly give me some glimpse.
Yeah, sure. So let me take that question. So RPA, as per the MuleSoft suggestion, it's a very combined with a compose thing of the MuleSoft RPA and Salesforce or MuleSoft Composer as a bundle. Okay. By default, it is taking almost 60K, near about 60K. But again, based on whatever I told you, like how many automation credit you have, what are the frequency of the automation you want to utilize, then how many connectors. By default, is a composer, there are 6 different connectors, starting with Salesforce, Tableau, Slack, and 3 by your own custom connector or your choosable connector. So depends on those packages, you can again go with the tiers like gold, platinum, titanium. But these are the main factors to select whatever the criteria and the processing is. But basis with near about 60K, but it goes on up to 190K, around that figure.
So if I go with, let's say, that 60K, so in that case, like, how many this, automation process I can avail, I mean, in a month or so. If I'm just trying to understand the costing part of it. So yeah.
Yeah. So in the 60K, you have as a part of a composer, because they are enabled first as a composer. Okay. For composer 6, composer connector, you will have 3 connector, whatever I told, SF, Tableau, and Slack, and alongside 3 connector, whatever you can choose as per your enterprise need. And then the 7 automation credit, but it could be mix and match. 7 automation credit means you can combine 21 BPM in processes, and the TPS will be 20 for each and every BPMN. Okay, per minute. Yeah, per minute. And additional things, whenever you have an production RPA manager, and you were running that production RPA manager with a non-production two instances, let's say UAT and Dave, you will restrict that non-production environment with a 6+1, which means in production 7, but here 6+1 means 1, it will be assumption for a testimonial, and 3+3 will be for two another non-production environment as an automation criteria.
Okay, yeah, thanks for that insight.
Yeah. Any other question?
I guess
Anyone?
there's one more.
Yeah. Who has? Could you please unmute yourself and put your question? Okay, Simran, how to get access to RPA? Okay, so there is two possible ways. One, if you are a means your organization is definitely is a partner of MuleSoft, you should check with PIM, Partner Enablement Manager from your organization. They can easily enable for your RPA as a standalone mode, not as in Composer or Salesforce or MuleSoft Composer as a combined. But if you are going for an enterprise license, whatever I just talked to Aradnak, you have to go with the licensing, whatever the licensing you are choosing for gold, platinum, or titanium tiers. But if you are utilizing a partner enrollment channel, definitely it will be a silo mode, not as a composed mode. RPA is in silo and composer is in silo. Does that make you answer, Simran? Okay. Okay. Any other question? Anybody? Okay, as of now, I think these are the question. Avinav, please go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, sure. So, guys, I think I have made pretty much clear what is BPMN here. This just you can say it's a way of creating the architectural diagram, and it's you can say a kind of a lock. You can say if your manager has or supervisor has created some kind of architectural diagram, then you have to work on that workflow only. Okay, you can add some kind of workflow further there, but it won't be allowed to push into the cloud. Okay, it would be only in your local machine. Okay, so the BPMN in the RPA manager and your in your MuleSoft builder, MuleSoft RPA builder would be in sync. Okay, so if you don't have the required access, you can't change it. Okay, so let's move into how to create that BPMN diagram. So it's very simple, guys. It's the tool is because very friendly here. You just have to suppose this is my some kind of phase one. Okay, I'm just giving the random name and I implement it with a bot task like phase two and implement it with some phase three and ended it. Okay, so there are a lot of things here. This all if you can see in a gear kind of a gear setting something like that, these all are the bot tasks. If you see here this it is showing the human picture, so it is the some kind of a input you are taking from manually, like suppose you have sent some kind of mail to approval from some accounts department or some other department and you are waiting for some kind of approval there. So it's basically a manual task. Okay, so that's why the bot will wait for their response or wait for their approval. Once approved, the bot will further continue for the later phases. Okay, so those are the things, and these are guys gateway. If I show you here in my previous slide, yeah, if you see here, these are the gateway guys. Okay, so based on your condition whether the data has been successfully sent into the backend or not. Okay, so based on the your response you can send the report to your client or whether that data has been successfully sent or not. So you can definitely you can say a kind of flowchart kind of thing, uh, and it's basically easy to implement. Okay, so once we implement it, let me remove this one. So once we implement it and we can see here we don't have any error. Okay, what we will do, we will click on the publish button. So once we click on this publish button, You made the changes. Okay, let's save it. See, I confirm that the process would be released into the build phase and responsible person have agreed. Okay. So now from the design phase, I have published this BPMN into the build phase. So now if you see here, it is showing as a cross mark here. So don't need to worry, because it is trying to state here that these are just the architectural form. It has nothing, no configuration has been done, no coding has been done for here. Okay, no, we have to work on it. Okay, so if you start working on it, this error will be removed, gone. So here comes the developer. Okay, so means after so much things, now the developer come into picture. Now it's the task of the developer to actually start the automation in the MuleSoft RPA builder. So let me open the MuleSoft RPA builder here, and this is guys MuleSoft RPA builder. Okay, and let me open the project explorer. Okay, let me see. So once I publish that into the build phase from the design phase, I can see that this test XYZ is showing in my MuleSoft RPA builder. Now what will do? I will open this. It is saying that the currently open process will be closed. Do you want to continue? Sure. It will close the existing process and open this test XYZ. Okay. So now if you see here, if I click on this, it will try to attach workflow with this element. Okay. See, now I haven't added any kind of configuration here. Okay, I just do a double click on it, and it has attached a workflow with it, like phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. If you want to validate your PPMN, you can just run it from here, and you can see that is there any kind of error in your architectural diagram or some kind of error in it. So I have started execution, and see phase 1, it will successfully pass. See, it is successfully passed. Phase 2 has passed, and I think I forgot to name it properly. Phase 3 should be there. But yeah, that's not an issue. So it's basically like you are testing your environment. Means you are console logging. If you are working with Visual Studio Code, you just really go there and type console.log hello world. So you're just seeing that, yeah, my platform is working as of now. And now the important thing is, guys, here, this toolbox. Okay. So let me show you here. This toolbox has a lot of activities. Okay, so based on your what I can say, the requirement, you want to do some kind of web automation, image search, mail session, mail automation. You want to execute some kind of a program, like suppose I want to open Google Chrome or something like that. So I can just drag this activity here and type google chrome.exe. Okay, and there are a lot of activities, just like the MuleSoft Anypoint Studio. Okay, to deal with the Excel file, to perform the Excel operations, file operations, flow control. Like these are the logical part here, that if you want to do some kind of for loop, if condition. Okay, so you can definitely use this. You can even do the REST call to, like you suppose you want to extract some data and trying to say, send it to AWS through some kind of API gateway. So you can also do that.
Uh,
So yeah,
Avinav, we received a question from Tanushree, like how this BPM and diagram can be shared with business for their approval.
yeah, yeah. So this VPN diagram, if you go here, okay, there is one export. Okay, so you can, what you can do, you can export this project. Okay, and see, these are testxyz.crpa. Okay, so this file you can send it to them, and they can open their MuleSoft RPA builder and import this file to see that what are the BPM and diagram that you have implemented. So it's similar to this. Like, okay, I think this answers your query.
Yeah, thanks, Abhinav. Yeah, please go ahead.
Oh. Okay, so guys, enough of talking. Okay, so I have implemented one use case for you. Okay, I know this because I can't start implementing here because there is some kind of time constraint. So I have implemented one use case for you, and let me show you guys what I have done. This project is basically, you can say, kind of a lot of invoices in my shared drive. Okay, and from those invoices I want to extract the data and save those data into some kind of Excel file, and save that Excel file as an email attachment to, you can say, some kind of business head or some kinds of sales head person. Okay, so you can relate it with various scenarios like invoice processing or insurance, extracting some data from the insurance. And here the beauty is that I am not using any kind of OCR services, that is like a Google OCR or some other OCRs that which are the paid version. Okay, I'm just using the OCR which is present in the MuleSoft RPA builder itself. And believe me guys, it's you can say its efficiency is near around 99%. Okay, means I haven't seen yet any kind of glitch in the data that I have extracted from the OCR. Okay, so let me show you the PDF that I will be dealing with. So this is the PDF, guys. Okay, yeah. So I'm extracting some attribute from here like invoice number, date, address, contract details, and this invoice amount. Okay, and extracting this all this data from near around 150 PDFs and putting into Excel file. Okay, so let's run the bot. I'm running it from my local, guys. Okay, and you can also deploy it, but I don't think that it would be explained here in this session. We will definitely come up with other session for all those things. How can you do the cloud deployment, all those things. So now our bot has started execution. So how can you check? How will you check that our bot has started execution in local? You will see this. Okay, and if I go in my bot folder, where actually I'm putting the data after extracting, this is the folder. So see here, I am creating a file with today's date, 16/12/2023, details, and see it is getting updated. So once it will complete extracting data from all those PDFs, it will send an email. I'm sending that email to me as an attachment, but you can configure it accordingly as per your requirement. Yeah, okay. See, the two phases of this automation has been completed. Now it is implementing the third phase, that is sending the file to the stakeholder. Now you can see here that all the phases of the automation has been successfully executed. And if I open my mail, I have to wait for one or 2 seconds. Just wait for it, guys. Yeah, it is here. Yeah, see. So I have this file as an attachment. Okay, and In attachment, I have provided this file, and with the required message, hi team, please go through the attached Excel file regarding the sales order for something, whatever the message you want to convey. Thanks and regards, RPA MuleBot. Okay, so I have done my configuration for all this workflow here. Okay, and yeah, means pretty much that. Means I think if you have any question, you can definitely ask, and you can also try all these activities. And if you have any question, just try to ping it to me. I will definitely happy to help you guys.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
have one question of from Aranya. Yeah, go ahead, Aranya.
Hey, so what I understand, so if this RPA is deployed in the cloud native platform, and then how the network part, I mean networking part happens here, like pulling the files. If my files are in a different location, so how does that, how is that supported by RPA?
yeah, sure.
So, So this is purely built in local currently, and near time next video definitely will go over there next session. But to answer your question, it's not any other cloud native platform like the GCP or AWS or Azure. It's purely any one platform backed by definitely AWS, but it isn't just like Cloud Hub. In MuleSoft, we have an AWS RPA manager, which is a pure form native platform for cloud deployment. And there we have to configure how the session management will be there, what are the security external and proxy services. But that will take a lot of time. We'll happy to answer your question, but it will take more time. So to minimize in cutting short, the next you have to wait for next MuleSoft RPA for Kolkata Meetup Group, and it will be held in sometime in January.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
great too. Thank you.
Yep.
yeah. Okay, okay, Braheswar. I think I'm done with my part, and oh,
Okay. Any other question? Anyone? And by the way, thanks, Avinav, for your beautiful and detailed explanation. Like, whoever don't know about the RPA, how to kickstart, what could be the process automation state, what could the qualified state, whether it really needs an automation from that granular dev to the BPM and creation and the bot creation, it will be really charm for everyone. Thanks for the beautiful session.
thank you for providing the opportunity. Thank you.
Any question, guys? I think no question as of now. Okay. So next, we have the next topic, which is the utility of the functional monitoring with related to governance and how it could be utility for our metrics creation and the related stuff of a governance for any of the enterprise who have that functional monitoring enablement or who doesn't have that enablement, but utilizing that, what could be the nitty-gritty things they can provide to their customer or in system that would be helpful. So Surajit, over to you. You can share your screen and platform is yours.
Yeah. Hi everyone. Am I audible?
Yeah, you are.
Uh, okay. Let me share my screen. So first of all, hi everyone, and I'm going to discuss about the functional monitoring. So today's agenda is first of all introduction. What is functional monitoring? Importance of functional monitoring. What will be the limitation of the functional monitoring and working model? First of all, what is functional monitoring? So API functional monitoring is a component of any one platform which ensure the reliability of the APIs that is deployed in your application network. And it can be deployed, it can be implemented by any one functional monitoring UI or by using bat command. And here you can see it is the dashboard of functional monitoring where you can see the number one is uh, pointing to the test duration, and number two is the average response times of all the executions, and the color coding are defined for the different steps for the each execution. And then number three denotes that it is the scheduler information. Like here you can see in 7 minutes this scheduler will run, and this is the execution locations. And then number four, it's points that last execution report. Here you can see the last execution report, like it's failed or passed, etc. And then here is the overall execution, like it's in a day it runs 5 times, so you can see the overall execution reports in this dashboard. Then what is the importance of function monitoring, why we need the function monitoring? So it's very much important to monitor each public and private APIs from endpoint platform. So what will be the public APIs? The public APIs are the APIs with endpoints that are exposed in the public network or the internet, public internet. And the private APIs are the APIs with endpoints that are only accessible within your application network, that into endpoint VPC. And number two is view and report on the result of the monitor execution. As you have already seen in the previous slide, I that I've shown you, this is the dashboard where you can see and generate a report, like what is the last execution report, what will be the pass and fail scenarios, etc. You can see from the dashboard. And it also ensures the reliability of the APIs that are being used in application network. Like if you add each and every APIs, we have health check endpoint, right? So if you add the health check endpoints in one platform function monitoring, and in every 15 minutes if you check the APIs is alive or not, it's ensure the reliability, like it's up and running or not. So in such such way you can ensure the reliability of the APIs. It's also facilitates the black box testing and as well as white box testing. So here when you are only checking the liveliness of an API in endpoint platform, that you are doing the black box testing. And when you are uh, using the API endpoint, and which ensure the dependent pings also, and you also know the internal logics and what will be the output, and you also want to validate the response, that is what is the white box testing. And also the most important part, and there are some predefined condition you can add in the function monitoring, and when it's not match, then you can get a alerts notification to the respective user end user. So these are the importance of the function monitoring. Is there any questions?
I think no. You can go ahead.
Okay, so now comes to the limitation of function monitoring. So what will be the limitation of the function monitoring? So function monitoring is only can you can check the reliability, like as I have already told you, like you can only check the liveliness of the API, but you cannot diagnose the root cause. What would be the issue? You cannot diagnose that with the function monitoring. And static nature of function monitoring, like if you modify any endpoint, like in any endpoint implementation, so this cannot be dynamically changed in function monitoring. You have to manually update the monitor, and then you can use that again. And cost and resource intensiveness. And so if you have, suppose you have 50 endpoints, 50 ping endpoints, now there is no way to automatically add these endpoints into function monitoring. You have to add one by one endpoints in function monitoring. So this is a very time consuming job. And obviously there's a lack of predictive analysis. You cannot analyze any issue in the predictive way, and it's fully dependent on endpoint platform. Like if sometimes any one platform server goes down, then also your function monitoring will not work. So these are the limitation, and now I'm going to show you how you can find the function monitoring and implement function monitoring from the endpoint platform. So after you log in into your endpoint platform, you can see here monitoring. So you will find the function monitoring tab. So here I have already created one monitor, and to create new monitor, you have to click on the click create monitor. And also, if you have the uh, code available into with of the monitor, you can upload that into this. Then I'm going to create. So here you can provide the name and select a location, and this is the scheduler time. It's like you can change in every 15 minutes or hourly basis, or daily basis, you can run the scheduler. So I'm going to show you on this existing monitor. Okay, so as you can see, this is my one demo endpoint, and these APIs are already deployed in endpoint platform runtime manager, and I've added in that in this endpoint URL. And then if you have required headers, then you have to add this in header section, like client ID, client secret, and you have to put the values. And then this is the assertion condition, like I am checking here the status code only. So what will be it's checking? The status code must equal to 200. And then here is another endpoint, like this is one another ping endpoint, and I have also added the client ID and client secret. Then I am also checking the response body. So I know the response body, what will be the response body, and I am checking that the response body must equal to expression this one. This is the response body message. And I can add another endpoint. Let me pick another endpoint. Then header. I'm also checking the status code for this, and this would be coming as 200. Then I'm next, and then here you can set the notifier, like you can send an email to the respective user. And then I'm updating the monitor.
So here additional point, here we are talking about email. Not only email, you can create a ServiceNow ticket, Jira ticket, depends on whatever the notifier you want to have. And whatever Surajit has told you, like the assertion condition, presently he's talking about that header as a client ID secret and payload as an only 200. But it depends on the white box texting. Like if I need a white box testing, definitely I need to understand whatever the payload structure. Or let's say I have a soap envelope, I know that this is a header, this is a fault, and this is kind of a body information, a simple JSON response. So that response and request structure, if I want to know that, I already have that structure, I need to put that. And that will do a purely white box testing based on your API calls or intermediate external calls. So that's why function monitoring is very much useful whenever you are running on the MA units. But in the platform, you cannot have that MA units capability, right? So just you can replicate the same things as in white box and combination of a black box texting through this function monitoring for a governance of your need for an enterprise API, which is a combine of your whatever proxy services, API-led architecture, your backend services, and intermediate APIs as well. Okay, so we have a question. Arendra. Yeah, go ahead, please.
Yeah, so here I see, Surajit was selecting some cloud region. So is that, I mean, if there is any dependency if I am trying to test any cross-regional service, is that allowed, or I need to select individual region for, I mean, I need to select explicit region for testing the services hosted in separate regions.
So these are the
It
public
is
location.
pure. Yeah,
Yeah,
go
this is
ahead.
the public location, and you also can create the private location while creating the monitors to run test on the private APIs. And I am now using the public location only.
Okay, so let's say I am selecting US East one, so that means my that functional monitoring service is running in US East one. What I understand. So will it be able to test my service in Singapore? I mean, any mule service hosted in the Singapore?
So you have to answer your question. It's strictly restricted and bind to your VPC, which region your VPC is.
Okay,
Because if your VPC is in West 1 or East 1, you cannot run your region or Singapore region, right? It need to be linked with your nearest VPC region because the agent is combinedly with related to your VPC because your application is might be you have VPC or you have don't have VPC, but at least your agent, which your licensed cloud region is, that should be synchronized to your function monitoring. Otherwise, it cannot be able to get that. Then you have to create your own location for that. At that time, you have to create a tunneling for that and you have to create a ticket through MuleSoft. You cannot
okay,
do
got
by
it.
your own.
And the other question is if I have some applications hosted in the on-premise, so still this can be used
Mhm.
to test. Okay,
Absolutely. Absolutely. Through that tunneling, right? And right now we have a transit gateway as well. So either of that option you can choose and it
okay,
could be
thank you.
enabled. Yeah, no worries.
So in 7 minutes, it's by default it will be run, but I am manually running it now. So I am selecting the region also, and then run now. So it's passed, and if you click on this, then you can see what are the reports. Like in first endpoint, I am getting 200. So my assertion condition was 200 must equal to 200. So this for that reason it's passing, and then I am also validating a response. Like I am also providing this response and checking the response is coming or not. So it's also checking the response, and for that reason it also passed. And if suppose one endpoint is not giving you the actual response, like if it sends like 400 or 500, so it will be seeing as a failed. And when it got failed, the mail will be triggered in the respective user email. And also I can show you the creation of the location. So here you can see these are the public location and the private location. While creating the monitor, you can create, select location, then create new location.
So here, whenever you have that option like create location, by default it will be whatever Arena cast, like it is sync with your agent, whatever your cloud app have. But if you want to really want to do a multi-region, whether that is applicable through your data center privacy and security policy, you have to talk to your MuleSoft licensee and the partner development architect from the MuleSoft product team, and they will talk to your security team and whether that could be feasible for them into UI layer shown to you, then only it would be applicable. Otherwise, it can't be. Whatever Aranak you have asked. just before 2 minutes.
Yeah. So you can see I have provided wrong client secrets. For that reason, it's getting failed. And can see it's getting okay. And you will be receiving the mail for this failed information with all the past and failed information. So that's all from my side.
Okay. Yeah, thanks, Shurajit, for the beautiful session and deep dive of the function. Not deep dive, I can say the utility, rather. I can say utility of the function monitoring with related to different states of testing and the flavors of the governance and how the API metrics would be helpful for customer. Okay. So, guys, do you have any question? Okay, great to see you all. So can you please switch on your the camera? Then we can take some snaps just for fun. Make our Saturday very good. If you not mind, please switch on your camera and then take some snaps. Everyone, please. Okay, let me take some snaps. Okay. Yeah, thanks all of you. And any suggestion for any upcoming topic? Though we know like our next topic will be jumbled up with RPA and another exciting topics. It's an pseudo. I hope you will like that. Just like RPA will be the enhanced and that deep dive session, another deep dive session will be there with 2 or 3 session. So hopefully it will be helpful for all of you with related to integration, MuleSoft, and your enterprise security as well. Till then, stay safe and stay tuned. Thank you all. Bye.